What up, Houston Rockets fans? It's
What
been a
up, y'all?
minute. Um,
Sorry, we've been focused on football.
yeah, Rockets have been on a kind of a losing streak in the road. Kind of see now what the team's needs are if they're going to compete for playing tournament. Uh,
It's
Center,
one of people are tripping because like we did so well to start the season that I think that their expectations changed.
yeah,
Not realizing it's like you still got a young team, new coach, growing pains will come. You're on a tough stretch on the road. Um, the only thing is like you just said, like some of our weaknesses are glaring, and we don't know how we're gonna fix them. And one of those is rebounding and rim protection. So,
yeah,
I mean, we've heard about rumors about centers.
yeah. We had Jock Landale. We thought that would pan out better. It hasn't really panned out as well as we hoped.
In all
Um,
fairness, I feel like he's never been able to get some wind beneath his wings. Like I don't know, but yeah, at this point, I don't want to. I don't care anymore. We need to try to figure out how to get past you and get some help in here.
yeah,
I mean, I guess we could start with the most obvious one that we've all heard about, Capella,
a reunion.
a reunion. I would like that. I think it's a perfect fit. He'll give us exactly what we need. Um, as far as rebounding, rim protection, being able to run the floor. He'd also add another dynamic of the alley oop off the pick and roll that we don't have right now. So I mean, Capella's the perfect fit. Um, I honestly think that that's going to end up being a bidding war, maybe, with to Atlanta for his services. But also, they could be trying to just blow the team up and take on assets. So I definitely feel like it's in Houston's best bet to try to get that.
I mean, he's what making 22 mil this year. It's gonna be a one and done contract, pretty much a
It's a
rental.
rental,
Yeah, but I
which is
mean,
why I think we might not get him. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I feel like as much as I wouldn't mind him coming here, it's one of those where it's like you said, a bidding war, where a playoff team or a playoff contender like deeper in would be like, hold on, I want him to
Mm-hmm.
push me over that hump a little more. So they'll
Mm-hmm.
probably be willing to give up a little more draft or a little more stock or something like that. Whereas us is like, nah, I'm a
Yeah. Like we're not really competing for a title right now.
yeah.
Anyway, so I'm not willing to give up a young asset to borrow you for the rest of this year.
Yeah. So that one, Capella, we'll just you can just visit us, bro.
It's definitely still go after it though.
Yeah.
Um, also, a name that I would consider is Andre Drummond because again, like he offers us what we need. He's an amazing rebounder, one of the best to ever do it. He's a okay rim protector, but he's hella cheap. The dude keeps signing like $3 million deals. So if you're willing to keep signing $3 million deals to Chicago, then we have a good chance of getting you and retaining you. So I would look into Drummond if I was Houston.
30 years old, 3 mil, one year rental. But I mean, if you like it, hey, come back for
That's
three
one
more
of them
years.
deals where it just might require like a salary dump. Like maybe we can get rid of Jay Sean for him, or like 4 second round picks. You know what I'm saying?
Because they trade those like hotcakes in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's like, here, take them. I mean,
Um,
we used a bunch to get rid of Kevin Porter, so
and
anything's
he's a big
possible.
body. I like
Yeah,
that. Like he's got a traditional big body. So like when you get to playing some of these other teams, especially like if we run across like Memphis and them boys again, it's like all right, we can bang a little bit now. Maybe not on offense, but he can take it in the chest. So I would definitely look into Drummond as one of mine. To a lesser degree, I think they might be fairly easy to get if you're willing to just go after him. Rashawn Holmes, he's just kind of sitting on the bench in Dallas, not doing too much. And if I can give up like a player I don't care about to get him, I'll take that. I mean, he dominated Houston in a game this year, and it seems to go that way, where a player don't do nothing all year, and they have one good game. We got Houston against Houston, and we go get him.
Corey Brewer,
Yeah,
welcome to the team, bruh. I mean, he's making 12 mil this year, 31 years old. But a lot of these guys, like I said, were rentals. So if they like it here, hey, you can re-sign them. If not, I mean, It's a off your books. Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
the thing I like about Rashawn Holmes is he has a high motor and he's still hella fast for being 31. Like I think he more so than any of the other two will step directly into our system and what we do, and the speed not affect him. And the same argument. I might be the only person I know that's a fan of this guy because people think he's borderline retarded, but I would consider going after a Jackson Hayes off the Lakers. I've been a fan of Jackson Hayes since he played at UT. I like his energy. Like the dude's always where he needs to. He's supposed to be. Um, he's the kind of player where you almost have to rein him in sometimes because how hard he's going. But I think Ime's the coach who can do that. So if I can get that 7 footer who's probably faster than any 7 footer in the league on my team coming off the bench, because like aside from Capella, all these guys are accustomed to playing off the bench, which means I can continue with my same starting five and just alternate minutes with this center we're about to bring in.
Yeah.
So that's why I like those guys, you know. So like Jackson Hayes also and Rashawn Holmes, that alley oop aspect to me that changes a lot of things.
And it's interesting because especially Jackson Hayes, he's on the Lakers.
Yes.
So if they're going after a player that they want
Mm-hmm.
and say contracts don't match, salaries don't match, the Rockets can be like, hey, we got you. Here's a Victor Oladipo contract. Here's a Jacques Landale contract. We'll take him. Here's a pick here or there. And
Mm-hmm.
the beauty of it is where it's not a big contract, but it's also enough to where they have salary dunk money into the
Mm-hmm.
players that they can get out of here. Right?
That's a perfect that, but that's why they said that's why you signed those Jock Landales to those $80 million deals because it's a movable contract when you have to match money. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So like you said, like you can leverage that to your advantage at some point. I like it. I have two more names that I like. It's going to require more to get them. It's a more of a commitment, but it's really dependent on how you feel about the player. The first player I was thinking about was Nick Claxton from Brooklyn. Like I like how he plays. He's on a multi-year deal. It's not crazy money or anything like that. But then also it's like I know you're limited in what you're going to offer me. Like you're going to give me what the other ones aside from Capella are going to give me. So does that warrant paying you that money? Or you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if you're good enough for me to give stuff up.
Yeah, and he is a free agent next year, so he's on an
Right?
$8 million contract. He'll be unrestricted next year's, but he's very. I mean, 24 years old. That's a nice building piece. If you, like you said, if you like the talent that you see, give a little more up. And they did say they're willing to trade pretty much anybody that's not named Miles Bridges. So
So I feel like the same conversation could be had about Jonas Valanciunas from the Pelicans. For some reason, I think he would be a good fit for Houston. You would give up a little bit more to get him, but he's consistent and he's never hurt. He's going to give you your 15 and 10 and whatever blocks he can offer, and I kind of can appreciate that in a player.
and it's funny because we talk about the dogs that we have on this team.
Right?
He fits an Ime Udoka type of
Yes.
player. He doesn't take no BS. He gets in the paint. He'll do his job, shoot, rebound, whatever he needs to do. He's kind of like a little extra enforcer, like
Mm-hmm.
a him, Atari, Dylan Brooks. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
that's nasty out there.
Hmm. I like that. Like he. If I was willing to give a lot of stuff up, he would be the player I would go after with the expectation of getting it. Because there's some other guys I'd prefer to have. I just don't want to give up a whole lot to do it. Because like we said, we're not particularly competing for anything anyway.
Yeah,
Which makes me want to ask this question: do you hold off on anything and go into the off season with the expectation of using that Brooklyn pick we have, which might be amazing, and try to trade that for a center?
and I think if where it comes with Raphael Stone, if as much as I want to play in a play-in tournament,
Mm-hmm.
I feel if we're close, I may trade something small for like a
Mm-hmm.
Drummond or something like a rental. Now, if it was one of those like Valanciunas or whatever, say the Pelicans start to falter in the West, and you feel like, hey, this is a guy that I want next year. I want a head start to show him, hey, this is the team. Then I would give up a little more. But if not, I'm probably just staying pat. I'm gonna ride it
Well,
out.
that's
Hopefully
what
that
I'm
helps.
thinking. Like, I might try to anything that I got signed for multiple years, or I have the rights to. I'm I would go into this off season with that pick and some player and try to get me an elite center. And I think that's crazy, but it's like I would still try it.
I mean, depending how Brooklyn ends, I mean, what they're gonna do, they're probably gonna end up trading more players and everything. I mean, they're kind of hitting rebuild a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. But I also feel like New Orleans is right there too. Like they're like we're about to blow this shit up. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
well,
they're
this is an underachieving
yeah,
team.
and it's crazy because they're 24-17 right now. But when you look at them, it's like, all right, I know why you're 24-17. Like, let's see closer to 60 games,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see where you are at right now. Um, so I
I mean,
mean,
I've heard crazy names being floated on the trade market. As far as like, I've heard Big Cat's name out there.
yeah,
I don't want that guy on my team.
I don't
Like,
either.
no disrespect, I don't want that guy on my team at all. You
I
know,
don't,
that's why I'm saying like I would go this offseason and try to get me like a. I know you can't get like a Jokic or an Embiid,
yeah,
but it's like what will it actually cost to get Bam Adebayo? You know what I'm saying? Like I have this pick that's probably going to be a top 10 pick. What is it going to take for a Walker Kessler from Utah? You know what I'm saying? Like those are the questions I would want to know.
and you think about it, like I get where some people are gonna be like, oh, you have Shingun, you have Shingun. You got to understand, Chet, Victor,
Mm-hmm.
Nikola, Joel Embiid. You got all these big dudes that are playing at high octane. Look at what Golden State's dealing with. They don't know how to guard that. They don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, no disrespect to Sengun, but there's two sides of this game. And on one side of him, he's amazing. We all love him for it. The other side, he, at his very best, is average.
Yeah,
Like that's where we like he doesn't know how to as much effort as he gives to try to make a play on defense, he doesn't realize your number one responsibility is to call the defense. You're the back man. Put people in position, and that's just not what he does. And I get it. Like, he didn't have to do that ever before. So, like, when we say get a center, I mean get a center to play with Sengun.
yeah.
That could play, Sengun could go to the four.
And it feels like, as much as you said it, and it just feels right. Even if I give up a little more, Valanciunas, I just there's something about that I like.
Mm hmm.
You get a rental, but I'm pretty sure he'll like playing for Ime. He feels like an Ime guy. And one thing you and me talk about on this, like Bayou City Boys all the time, is that culture with Ime.
It's funny you say that because, like, earlier, it was another name I was floating around with Valanciunas, who I think it pretty much cost us about the same to get this guy. But he don't have that Valanciunas dog. He don't fit the culture. I was thinking Jared Allen because I think he would fit. But it's like you're a guy. Like you're good, but you're just a guy. You know what I'm saying? But then when you hit the nail on the head, it's like Valanciunas is that big brother. He's the enforcer. He's the I'm gonna let my little brother go throw hands, and if anybody jumps in, then you got to see me. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of what Ime does. Hey, how about? I wonder if Houston would be. I doubt they'd give him up. Interested in going to take a shot at Horford.
Ooh, yeah. I don't think so. I think
They're
you're. I don't know. I think your best bet's Valanciunas, though. You have
as
Fred
far as
here,
making the team better. I agree. That's your best bet.
but you have Fred here also. They played together in Toronto. It's like, hey, bro,
Mm-hmm.
what's up? Welcome back. I know how to play with you. Familiar face. You want to resign next year for the cheap? Let's go.
That's gonna be stuck in your head.
It's gonna be stuck in my head. I'm gonna wish it into existence. Like Valanciunas and Goon, we'll figure out the three.
Yeah, that he's the one who would put a wrinkle in everything.
Yeah,
But also, like, I,
it's
I don't
it,
know what. I'm glad that's not my job to figure out.
it's it's one of those problems that OKC has where you have abundance of jewels still, and you're trying to
Yes,
figure out like who do I start, who do I put here, who do I do this, where do I do that at, and it's like may the best guy win the spot at.
this would be an easier conversation to have next year
Yeah,
if you knew a little bit more what Cam Whitmore was.
yeah,
Because in all honesty, like if you told me like Cam is going to be just as good as Jalen, then you might convince me to trade Jalen. Only because I could be like, I'll move Dylan Brooks to the 2 and Jabari to the 3. But
yeah.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says, bro. I watch all Rockets games. When it comes to somebody having to hit an ugly, tough shot, Jalen's the guy. Like he's just the hard bucket getter for us. So I'm still a fan. I don't want him to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of this group right here. I wanna keep watching grow. You could tell they like playing with each other. If you watch enough Rockets basketball like we do, and then watch more videos on it, outside of it, where the fans are like, "Oh, they don't like each other," so there's none of that.
That's
Like,
the furthest from the truth. That's why it's disappointing that Jock Landale's not working out because he's that understood. Like he knows that he's not a starter, but he's gonna get his minutes. So coming off the bench, which it doesn't affect our starting lineup, which that's what we really don't want is to affect our starting lineup because even Capella coming in would affect that.
all
And
right,
I
give me Andre
guarantee you,
Drummond.
Jabari wouldn't say shit coming off the bench, but I also don't think he'd be happy about it.
Yeah, all right. We'll take Andre Drummond then. Give me the three
Yes,
mil, bro.
Drummond, Rashawn Holmes, Jackson Hayes.
If it doesn't work out, then I'll go get Valanciunas next year when we know
Hey,
more.
this might sound ridiculous. JaVale McGee.
We've been saying that for a while. We were like, hey, I don't know if I really want him, but I mean, you play your position, bro. So I'm cool with it.
And you'll come off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So we're for at least a center, a backup center. I don't care. Somebody else, another body.
Yeah, as long as it's not costing us an arm and a leg.
Yeah. If not, just keep it. I mean, we're still, even though some Rockets fans won't admit it, we're still above what we thought we were going to be. I mean, we're almost reached our damn record from last year. So
Yes.
it's like calm down, people. All right.
Well,
So with
that's what it was. We had so many home games, and now we're on the road for so long. They're like, damn, we don't know how to do it on the road. They're just figuring out.
yeah, it happens back to backs, back to backs, back. We went 7 days without a game one time. Like we were like, hey, they'll play again.
In all honesty, like tonight as we record this, the Rockets are playing in New York at the Garden. The three young guys that I consider this their team, Jalen, Jabari, and Sengun, are balling. So I ain't tripping. Like you just have to calm down and let shit happen.
It's like first year with Ime Udoka, first year of them actually playing real basketball together. First year for some of them playing real NBA basketball with real coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You're having to fix same way that D'Amico had to fix some crap that we had with Bill O'Brien. Same way Joe Espada is going to come in and fix some stuff. You can't.
Also, on this road trip, it was kind of tough in its own, but our two best defenders were hurt.
Yes.
Dylan Brooks just came back tonight. Tari's still hurt, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, Rockets fans. Keep supporting them. They're fun to watch. If you haven't watched the Rockets game, you're missing out on some fun games. Even though we're losing, the games are fun. They're not like last year.
Mm.
Don't. I mean, there's one or few stinkers in there. That Boston game was a little bad, but most of the time the Rockets deserve your watch. I get it if there's a game Saturday and you don't want to watch it because the Texans are playing. I get that. But after that, once football season's over and there's no baseball, give them a chance.
And we got you. If you don't want to
Yeah.
give them a chance, just come here, watch a little 15-minute YouTube video, and we got you.
We'll tell you whenever playing tournament starts. So
When you go to work and start talking about the game like you know what you're talking about, just tell them what we said, and you're going to sound like a genius.
like, I heard they're getting Valanciunas. Oh, if you made it to this point, Rockets fans, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Check out our merch shop. You can check out our videos up above us on all Bayou City Boys, everything. Astros, Rockets, Texans, we got you covered. Houston culture, everything in between. Stay warm. Much love, Houston. Good luck, Rockets. We are out of here.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.